I had a failure in my bow. Jeez, so much work for this. Well, as you know, I've been trying to string this bow, and I had it on the jig, and so I says, well, you know what? I'm just gonna string it. So I have it on the jig already, and I'm trying to pull it. So it had the pegs were on the last hole in both sides, and so I put the string on one side, and so I had my wife grab the string on the other side while I pulled the bow from both limbs, and so I go ahead and I pull the bow. Actually, I was just pulling on one limb on that side. I believe I was pulling. So I was as I was pushing that limb down, it was so close. We were so close to getting that string on there, and all of a sudden, boom! The thing blows up. We were lucky in that nothing happened and the bow didn't. I mean, it exploded, but it didn't fly off the jig and hurt anybody, which was good. And so, unfortunately, this happens. As they say, if you're not breaking them, you're not making them. And so, what I think next time what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna use epoxy. In this particular bow, I used epoxy. I did groove, I did groove the horn and the bamboo because this bow has a bamboo core. But I did groove it, as you can see on there. There's these two lines that are here, right there. Those are actually where the horn is glued into the bamboo, and so that means that if you can see, there's still some horn residue there, which means that it did not fail from there. So um, the uh, the horn is actually still stuck to the bamboo on that groove, and so I mean, it obviously it failed, but it wasn't due to the glue job. And so if you can see here, it looks more like usually when you see fractures, typically they will delaminate. This was not the case here. What I think might have been the reason for this, I don't know if the wood was too dry already, since it had just been sitting there. It had just been sitting there. It might have been the case where it might have been dry. But as you can see, there's one, two, three, four. There's three layers of wood, and then you have the horn here on the bottom. Obviously, the sinew on the top. But I think it might have been due to over drying, but not sure, not sure. Anyways, I will be making another one of these, and like I said, next time I'm going to just use fish bladder glue, and that way it's a little bit easier for me to handle, because this one had so much reflex. You can see it now. It lost a lot of the reflex. It lost a lot of the reflex. I remember the reflex was up to here. Bow was the bow went like that, and it was way up. Tips were way up, and so that made it really unstable as well. All that reflex makes the bow unstable, because these types of bows do not have CS. The CS typically will somewhat stabilize the bow if you have a bow that's straight. In this case, this was also not straight. What I learned about this bow was how to manipulate the bow it once it's dried. You can go ahead and manipulate it to a certain extent. Because of the epoxy, I had mistakenly thought that I was not going to be able to bend the bow, but I actually was able to manipulate the bow, which was pretty cool. So it did. I was able to straighten it, and I was able to get it nice and straight. And so that's what I learned. That's what I learned from making this bow, or at least I. It reminded me of it, because I had already made another one, and that one was successful. I had made another two of these horn bows. One of them, the first one broke. Second one, I was successful, and you can see that attempt on one of my other videos, which was probably in 2006 2016, I think, or 2015. I don't recall. Maybe even 2014. I really don't remember. But essentially, that is what I learned. On the next one, I may start recording from when I start building it. Okay, so keep watching, posted on the keep posted on my channel. If you want to subscribe, that way you get the notifications. That would be great. That way, anytime I post, you will get the videos that I'm posting. But anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully we are successful in our next build.